comments. Let's see. Haven't populated yet. Still waiting to see. Oh, boom! They came up fast. It's already on.
Yeah,
It's
there we
already
go.
on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Are You Caught in the DJI Matrix? And basically, I want to explain what that is because we all know, we all pay attention to all the most recent leakers, Igor, and hey, Acetylev even popped in there. Did you notice that? He even came in with some stuff from this one. So he was in there. Jasper came in. Jasper's the one that came in with the pictures today. So, we got all that. So that's part of the matrix that you're pulled into. The other part is how we're latched on to this duel in our government between DJI and now Alltel, who they've added to a revamped version of the Countering CCP Drone Act, which they've taken the other drone bill that we knew about, and the countering bill, and what was it, the first responders bill and the countering bill, and they've taken them and stuck them together, and they've pretty much locked down every loophole there is. So Randall's
Yeah, a
not
lot of thanks go to our Senator from Florida, Rick Scott.
well, and Randall is not going to be selling anything if this goes through. But we have to understand it has bipartisan. I want to go ahead and I'm going to get this out of the way because Ron popped in. Wait a minute. Let me do this first before I get too far out of the way. I'm going to roll way back here. I want to say, hey, AZ Drone Dude came in first. David, glad to see you. Sammy came in. Itchy Sack. Sammy came in for a little bit. Jody Drone Shots was also in the house. Captain Joe, USA Drone Flyer, is in the house as well. I stuck my other personality in for a little bit, if anybody ever noticed earlier. Eventually, if God for if something happened and this channel was to explode and Drone Therapy was to become like drone the go-to like Drone Nation, then we would have it on that channel. But for the meantime, we're over here. So Leonard Oglesby, good to see you here. And as he was pointing out earlier, in the case of the DJI Matrix, it wouldn't be a blue pill or a red pill. I'm assuming it would probably be a blue pill or a gray pill. So, and then we got Warren, Akira Show. We got Steve and Drones, who reminds everyone to try to fly safely and don't fly over people. Please fly responsibly. Let's see if I've missed anybody else. And Herman from Phantom Flight 101 in the house as well. Let's see, rolling through here, see if I've missed anybody else. I said Leonard. Oh, Chuck from Covaction. If you haven't been over to check out Chuck's channel, he's turned it into a travel channel now, so you can get over there, and he tells you about overseas places. He tells you about places going in America, that kind of thing. I keep trying to talk him into bringing him and Lori to come to Seattle so that we could do a Seattle thing, but he's like, well, what the hell? Anyway, yeah, Chuck, coming to Seattle, maybe soon. TJ.
Everybody else has been to Seattle. Bob Dempsey, Billy Kyle. They might as well join the party.
Well, Billy drove. It looks like Billy drove a Mini Cooper out here and then flew back. Was here for just a little while. Boom, flew back. I have no idea if that's exactly what happened, but no, I didn't hear from him. Bob. I don't think Bob messaged me while he was here. He messaged me after he left. Anyway, TJ and TJ Giggles, FPV, glad to see you as well. I want to see if I've missed anybody. Keep rolling. Anybody new? Rolling. Flying Flynn Media, good to see you, John. Glad to have you in the house. Rolling. Johnny Drone Flyer, good to see you as well. Dale Hilton, glad to see you as well. Keep up with it. I'll keep up with it. Oh, yes.
And Dale, I enjoyed the tour you did with Bob Dempsey of your new facility.
Rolling. Drone Views Media. Alan, man, you're up late, ain't you? Glad to have you in the house.
He is late up, yeah.
Rolling. See somebody new. I'm not trying to cut anybody out, but we'll start talking again about what I was rambling on about in a minute. And I will put this up here. Okay, we're caught up now, so I will bring this back down. Okay, so I'm going to share. I'm going to get a share screen going. And I'm going to bring up the government page. And yeah, I know it sucks because we're talking about this. We thought we'd gotten by with it, but they always have to reconcile that damn bill, don't they? So,
they don't pay the big bucks for nothing down there.
Yeah. So here's the actual the revised version. of what they want to put in here. Let me go ahead and pop it up here large so that we can go ahead and share with everyone. Okay. Florida, as Ron said, Mr. Scott from Florida and Mr. Warner from Virginia. Ugh, I could just, ugh. And yes, I was born and raised in Virginia.
There you go, Bill. Virginia is in on
Pisses
that.
me off just as much as it pisses you off. And as you can see here, they've redone it as countering CCP drones. Okay, and they're telling us now that, okay, it's DJI. And you can also see they have added Altel Robotics is now on the covered list. And we're rolling on down here, and it's talking about, in general, okay, we don't going to give them, and it's talking right here, we're not letting them communicate with the networks. There's not going to be any communication through. It seems the way they're wording this, they're going to jerk it as soon as they pass it. So all our stuff's paperweights. And then we're talking about, then here you go, you can see they're talking about DJI here. We've got Altel Robotics by name here. And then we come down here, and we've got any subsidiary, affiliate, or partner named entity. Any entity in a joint venture with the named entity. Any entity in which the named entity is issued a license to produce or provide that telecommunications or video surveillance equipment. So
they're really reaching there.
Well, they're making damn sure that nobody's going to import anything either, because it says, it's right there. It says that if they've issued a license. So that's directed straight at Randall. And what's the other one? What's the Cohita. So they're pretty much toast. And then we got software. They're talking about software stuff, and they're all this, and so it's just like, I don't know. We're just gonna have to send in letters and stuff, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough, because they took it out just to kind of appease people. And here it is in even worse form now. So we've got to.
Right, they tried to slip it in on us a while
Not
back.
slipping it. Well, yeah, but they're slipping it right back in and making it fat and juicy now. So I think that's the problem. Anyway, just to make a big long story short, they've crossed every T and dotted every I. So see, I mean, we're working eligible entity. Wait a minute, look here. Eligible entity down here means an agency of the entity described in the clause. So they're making damn sure that nobody knows. Each of the 50 states, Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands, Guam, American Samoa, and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. So anywhere affiliated with.
Where are the Mariana Islands? I never knew where they were at.
I have no clue, but I'm hoping they pay taxes like we do.
Uh-huh.
I think aren't they in the South Pacific or something?
Yeah, but that covers a lot of ground there, Randy.
Yeah,
Okay,
no doubt.
so I want to hear what your all's opinion is. Oh, I see Nemo, and I see Mods and Hobbs 101. Good to see you as well.
Yes.
I want to see if I've got everybody, because I don't know him. Yep, that seems new to me. Let me give him a moderator status and standard. I like to have everybody involved here, and everybody can go check out everybody else's channel. And you can't do that unless you're blue. Have you ever noticed that? That's a crock. Because you remember the days when we used to try to, help other channels out, and you could do a right click, and then you could go to their channel, and you could sub up if you wanted to, and you'd be supporting those people. But now it's like pulling teeth, because YouTube has gotten so picky. Yes, I know I've gone off on a squirrel farm. But YouTube has gotten so picky, because now you cannot have, like if you're doing a live stream like Ron does, and I think, Randy, you've done one or two, haven't you? Anyway, you don't get views for repeat viewers, so that doesn't count. There's all kinds of strange criteria now to where views count differently. Like I'll have, like, when the show's over with, I'll have, it'll say on my page, it'll say I had 98 views, and then I'll go look at it in 2 or 3 hours, and it'll say 135 views. Yeah. Then I go look at it the next day, and it'll suddenly say I had 105 views. So for some strange reason, like 35, 40 views disappeared. And then as the week progresses, it'll go up again, right? It'll get up to maybe 40, 150, 155, 160. And then a couple of days later, it'll go by, and it'll drop right back down to 100. 115, 120.
Well, that's that new math they always talk about, I guess.
I don't understand it. What I'm trying to figure out is if the computer screws up that bad in the first place, I think they need new software.
Maybe they can just get AI to do the counting from here
Well,
on out.
what I'm trying to say, if the computer doesn't track it properly to begin with, something's just not right. Anyway, let me get back on point here.
John Coopy said YouTube is dead.
YouTube is dead. Yes, that's the favorite. Something new is dead. Something new. Hello, glad to have you in from Fort Myers, Florida.
Oh, wow.
Glad to have you in.
Sunny
But
Fort
so,
Myers, Florida.
okay, you guys on the panel, what do you think we should do? And people in the chat, please participate. What should we do at this point? Because they're going to try to slam this right back in there and pass it.
You'd be above and beyond using a drone advocacy alliance link and contacting your senators in this case.
Okay, so I need to go to, say that again, Ron. Let me go.
Drone Advocacy Alliance.
No, I'm going to pick the link up. The link up. The link up.
Sounds like we're getting the satellite link here, Bill.
Well, I'm drinking my last.
Oh, look at that fancy Pepsi.
Well, it's the last I'm saving the other one. It's my last bottle of Little Caesars. Usually it seems like they do it yearly now. They come out with pineapple Pepsi.
Oh, wow.
So I collect the year before this they had 20-ounce cans. And I have a 20-ounce can and now I have a 20-ounce bottle.
I don't know if I have a Little Caesars anywhere near me. I'll have to Google search that.
But anyway, okay, so I'm getting the link up. I will bring it up for everybody so that they can see. Ding.
Apparently, Al's not feeling well.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sir. I just posted the link for the Drone Advocacy Alliance. I will also share it in here with everyone. Let me pull this out of here.
I guess we could all go down to Washington and protest in front of Rick Scott's and Warner's office.
But I wonder if it would really do any good.
Randy, you're right beside Virginia. You could go down there and knock on Warner's office door.
So here you go. Here's the Drone Advocacy Alliance.
I think the best thing we all can do: go to church on Sunday, throw an extra 20 in the offering, and pray to God that it doesn't.
Yeah,
pass.
pray to God. Yeah.
Cherry cola, chili. Oh, I like it. I drink cherry Pepsi or cherry Coke, but I don't drink sodas that much.
Well, let's send a case of cherry Coke down to Rick Scott and Warner and see if that'll change.
A case of cherry Coke? I don't know if that's gonna work. Pepsi's banned. Okay, so okay. Hopefully, Alan went and rested. I'm sorry you feel under the weather, sir. Hopefully, you get to feeling better so that you can get back flying and make some of your great videos.
Alan's not the top guy over there in Ireland.
Oh, we have in Washington State. There is no styrofoam.
Oh.
None. Zero.
Do you have plastic straws?
Yes, we do. We still do.
Well, in New Jersey, we got rid of plastic bags
now.
to get the stores. You could no longer get one of those little plastic bags at any store in New Jersey.
Here's what they do here. Now, what they do here. If you go to the store here, they have those plastic bags, but you pay 8 to 10 cents for each one, and the state takes the money.
What?
Oh, well, here, if you go to the grocery store, you don't bring your own bags. You have to buy, their like canvas bags or whatever.
You know what I do when I go to the bread store? I wheel the buggy straight out to my ride
and
toss all the bread in the back seat and say thank you.
There you go. There you go.
Anyway,
and like if you go to a little store, like say I went and got meatball sandwiches, and you get a paper bag now. An old-fashioned paper bag.
And the thing about it is the whole point is here's the thing was supposedly you were having to pay a recycling fee when you were getting those plastic bags. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm buying a paper bag from you. I'm pretty damn sure that thing's compostable. Why am I still paying you a dime?
So you gotta pay for any bag?
Yeah, any bag.
Yeah, New Jersey, you bring your own bag, or they say you pay a bag, but that now some stores will give you bags. But
yeah, I like my plastic bags.
Well, don't move to New Jersey.
Yeah, right.
It's just getting crazy. Anyway, we've really jumped off.
Talk about
we're on the squirrel train for sure tonight. So, Ron, I wanted to ask you before we get into the meat and potatoes of the evening. about your video about the Start RC stabilizer for the Pocket 3.
Yes.
It's like a Z-axis, right?
Right. I mean, Scotty Nick stuff has had these, these kind of things out for years for different equipment or whatever. I think this is the first one I see from Start RC. I've never had any Scotty stuff because the problem is I haven't tried it lately. But usually the shipping from Australia, New Zealand, wherever it is, costs more money than the product. So
Ah,
I've never kind of ordered one of his products, but you saw my video. Did you think it took out some of the bobbing? You know, no hope for
I'm sorry,
Joe.
Ron.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Ron, but here's what
yeah.
John says. They couldn't stop the bag bans. Then there's absolutely
No
no
hope for
hope for
drones.
drones.
Yeah. So I don't, anybody's used any type of camera over the years, whether it's a pocket camera, an action camera, your phone. If you walk along without doing that ninja walk, you get bobbing in your video.
Okay, so I want to ask you a couple things. How much does it cost?
It's like it's every game. It's like a little over $30, but there's an automatic 10% off. It's under $30. With
So
the
it's under
automatic
$30.
coupon off.
How do you personally feel it works right now on this channel? Not in your video, but how do you think it works? Do you think it does as it advertises?
In my testing in that video, it seems to take some of the bobbing out.
Some of the bobbing out.
It's not night and day. It's not like it's going to eliminate 110% of your bobbing.
Yeah,
But it
But it's
helps.
going to cut it down.
not like say a Ronin or something would.
Well, dude,
Well,
does
you
the Ronin even have a Z-axis?
No, you still need one for. I'd like to find one for this because it
Yeah.
doesn't have a Z-axis.
Even those expensive things, they still have. They don't have anything for the bobbing.
No, you still gotta walk really smooth because you can't just. You're not just gonna buy a gimbal and think you're gonna get ultra smooth footage. You gotta put work into it and you gotta
Into
practice with
walking.
it.
Yeah.
But what was it? You didn't do anything. You didn't really do anything special while you were walking now.
I walked along just like I was walking to church on Sunday or whatever. No, I didn't do anything special on purpose because I didn't
Right.
want to I didn't want to help it look better because I know not many people are going to do ninja walking all over the place.
You just held your arm steady, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I just and not super study, just normal study.
Right.
Like I'm holding my beer study or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, beer.
Can we say beer in the show, Bill?
I'm pretty sure we
I
can
can say
because we don't
soda
make
pop.
any
Like
money
I'm holding
anyway.
my soda pop study.
We don't
Just
make
don't
any,
say Bud Light.
Yeah, we don't. We don't make any. I never really drank Bud Light, to be honest with you, even when it was popular.
Well, I don't want to get beer. I don't want to get beer banned by mistake here.
Well,
don't
they
do
won't
that.
beer
That's
ban me
okay.
because I don't drink their product anyway. I just don't. I'm not an alcohol person. Never have.
You don't have young kids, do you?
Huh? Yo, my sons have done stupid shit. Stupid shit.
Yeah.
Stupid shit.
If I didn't have beer, I'd be pulling my hair out.
That's a. Well, no, I've got son. What do you wait till you get a phone call at 2:00 in the morning? Ma, what do you want? Mom's asleep. Oh, I wrecked the car.
Oh no.
and Bill, there's a lot of people don't consider beer alcohol, anyways.
Well, then he was like, "Well, I'm getting arrested for DUI."
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I don't drink alcohol. I drink beer.
they got it all worked out
Yeah.
though, but it's just at the moment that it happens, you flip out, So anyway, let's see. So I want to get some stuff shared. Let me do this. I'm going to share. Go back over here.
I mean, the downside, Bill, is of course that thing makes the Pocket 3 a little bit bigger and harder to
Marcel.
carry.
Beer, drones and beer,
Hey, that'd be a good show.
drones and what's
Not at the same
that's
time,
what-
of course.
That's what Ken
Right.
did basically. Drone brews is drones and beer. So that's the same
But
thing.
he wasn't flying while he was.
But drum brews is a hell of a lot cooler than drones and beer.
I want to see somebody get drunk and try to fly FPV.
Only been flying drones for 15 months. Owned 6.
Do it indoors.
Oh,
As long as it's not on my channel. Or
here we go. Here, did you see what he says? I've only been flying drones for 15 months. I own 6.
I'm a drone addict.
Yeah, well, this is a good place for you to be because we're all pretty much, like I said, we're hinged on whatever DJI sends us. Okay, let me since this point kind of
You
popped
brought
up
up
here.
DJI, huh?
Yeah, well, since we're getting into the meat and potatoes of things. Hey, Bob Casey, good to see you, buddy. Glad to have you in the house. I'm only a minute behind now. Oh, Alan, you don't, buddy. I hope you feel better. I'm glad you're still hanging with us, but please, if you need to get some rest, I totally understand. But I'm glad to have you here. I'm sorry that you don't feel good. Beer. Props off, tops off. Props off, tops off.
Philip says, drones, a beer show brought to you by beer.
Yeah, there you go. And maybe a banned DJI product. Okay, let's get back to it. So, anyway, I was going to share some stuff. I'm going to share. Let me get here. Share. Oh, where'd you go? I don't want that one. Where did it go? I want to get it over here.
Sharing's the toughest part of the show, folks. Just be patient with Bill.
Well, here. I want to share this first. We'll do this first. Let's see if this is what I've got. Yep. Okay, cool. Okay, so Randy and I were talking, and we looked at this picture here, right?
Yes.
And that's what we've seen recently, just recently.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all speculating, and of course, if I could really zoom in on that, let me see if I can make that particular channel bigger.
And just a little backdrop, all this stuff just broke, what, a couple days ago, the end of last week, all this stuff started appearing.
Yes, right.
Just over like the weekend or whatever.
Okay, so you look at this, and it appears that it has a 2-axis gimbal on it, or something resembling a gimbal at the bottom.
Right.
Okay, and then it's got these arms going into, not really, I wouldn't really call them ducted, propped, but more like just super strong prop guards.
And there's no props on that drone.
Right, or yeah, either that or he's got it spinning and you just can't tell. So
Because this looks like the shot right from the end of the video, or whatever. Because he's wearing the same clothes in that little video.
Right, it was flying around. So, like
Yeah.
Randy and I were talking, it doesn't really look like what we've seen as the finished product. But then we got to talking again, and let me go ahead and cancel, pull you out of here, remove from scene, and drop it, and go back over here and go to. Holy shit, that's way too big. Gotta zoom it out. You ever notice how when you zoom stuff out?
Yeah, this is the toughest part of the show, folks. Just hang in there. Bill's going to get it.
Maybe. I might. And then maybe get
I got confidence in Bill.
Hang on. Here we go.
Bill's got my total support in his election.
Yes, please don't run away. In this election? Oh, thank you. Share, dummy. Share the screen. Share the screen. There we go. Okay.
I think Bill should be a senator so he can knock that bill out of the.
I don't know if I would have enough oomph to get them all to do it or not. I would damn sure raise enough hell for them to be mad at me.
Well, that's good.
Okay, and then you can kind of see where this might end up being the finished product of that. But as Ron pointed out, we just saw that release of that apparently prototype drone like a week ago. So, and then suddenly we see this. So obviously, like I was talking to Randy, DJI is in control of every single one of these leaks. Because they should, okay, here we're going to throw you the prototype, just really screw with your brains. Mm-hmm. And then a week later, we're going to show you what the finished product looks like. More or less, 12 months worth of work. So looking at this drone, a lot of people, it's small. You can see that it is about the size of the selfie drones that everybody has. I think Nemo was mentioning one was a, what was it? X1 was the one.
The 00 robotics. Hover. X1 hover. Yeah.
That thing is tiny.
Bill, what's that? As they mentioned, it's like that Pixie drone you used to have, right?
Yeah, and I had to send it back because the batteries were overheating.
Yeah. How much was that Pixie drone?
Right about $300 altogether.
But it was like that a fly more kit you had?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ron, take the reins of the show and tell us a joke. Okay.
I'm not Terry from the Drone Seekers. I don't have a bunch of good jokes.
Well, I have jokes, but it might not be, proper for all of
you. We don't want to get demonetized already.
Okay, so it very
Randy,
well
I
could,
can use that extra money this week.
like I said, it very well could be. And those motors do not look very big.
No, no,
No,
they
that
do
thing is
not at
tiny.
all.
They look like, to be honest with you, they look like, what was it? The original Mini. They look like about maybe a tiny bit smaller than those motors, or the same
Yeah,
size
yeah,
motors.
and of course and the minis weren't like, yeah,
They did not do well in the wind.
yes,
So
yeah.
so this does look beefier than any of the other selfie drones. And as far as I know, none of the other selfie drones have a controller, do they?
I know that guy in the video is using the standard DJI controller, which
Right. And
yeah,
then,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
also,
That's where
Yeah,
my issue
the
comes
hover
in.
has no controller.
right. Okay. And then if you also read what it says, let me get the, okay, I'll pull this out and we will get the box. We have the box that we can look at too. Jasper
And
has it.
DJI's at least smart to know they need a controller because no real drone guy wants to buy a drone without a controller, right, Randy?
Well,
No,
the whole
Nobody wants
point
a
is
phone flyer.
we're gonna
no.
have to get
Because you got a phone in it. I don't want nothing to do with it.
well there it says
Or better, or the hover, you can phone or mostly no phone. Just
yeah, you
throw
can
it up
you can
and,
use
just throw it up and tell it what to do.
yeah, you can use a phone to control this.
Yeah, I figured, but remember the Spark had you could use a phone or you could use a controller.
Right. So it's very similar to the Spark in a lot of ways. So here we go. We're going to bring up the box cover or the box. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna put
they,
it
they, have
in
the, they
here.
have the front and side of the box right there. There's
Okay,
there's the
and
spec.
basically I'll read it off to you. It tells you at the very top it is 135 grams, light and portable.
Light enough to fly over people in some places, Bill.
Yeah, possibly. Palm takeoff and landing, just like all the selfie drones.
Right,
AI subject tracking and quick shots, like all the selfie drones.
right.
Multiple control options.
Oh, that's the phone or the having the drone fly on its own.
And
Maybe.
what is
no,
it?
that's the phone and the standard DJI controller.
Something else too. Your moderator in Drone Nation, Jake. What's his name? Jake. Was it Fuelis or Fuel?
Oh yeah. I don't have that.
He pointed out gesture control.
Yes.
So you're going to have like all the selfie drones, but here's the kicker: 4K ultra stabilized video. So it's going to have EIS apparently, and I was hoping for a gimbal of some sort, but apparently you're just going to be able to go up and down.
Same thing as those selfie drones, like the hover. It's got
but it's going to have EIS in it apparently, like the Action 5 would.
Oh,
have,
and it's
maybe.
got a charging hub too. That's cool.
Yep. It does have a charging hub. A lot of people have been asking questions about that. It's got full coverage propeller guards. So I'm assuming
that's
that
another
means,
requirement for flying over people, Bill.
Yep.
My guess is, of course, DJI's image stabilization will be the best that we've seen from this type of drone.
Oh, for sure, because they've already had all these years using the Action drone. And
did the Teller rely on some sort of image stabilization, Bill?
no, it actually had optical flow.
Okay.
Had optical flow.
Okay.
So it just basically looked at the floor, took a picture of the floor, and it stayed in the same place it could see. That kind of thing. But yeah, the Tello had optical flow. This has no STEM programming in it whatsoever that I would see. This is more along the lines of a selfie drone. Now, how long will it fly? It does seem a little bit beefier than the other drones, but I'm still probably thinking maybe at the max
12 minutes.
Yeah, 10 to 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Do those little selfie drones, do they have GPS?
No.
I doubt
It doesn't mention GPS here either.
Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't
I
make
doubt
any
it.
mention of GPS.
Right.
So I bet this thing's got optical flow as well.
Yeah.
But it's going to have kick-ass optical flow like the ones that
Right.
are on the drones.
Right.
So
the Tello had pretty good optical flow.
Oh yeah, the Tello was a
I
great
wouldn't
little drone.
much, yeah.
All right, I'm going to stop the share here.
135 grams. It can't have a whole lot inside.
No, there's no way it's going to have a whole lot inside.
Bill, even though it's not a Avata, it kind of looks like a mini Avata in its body.
Well, hang on, I got you.
It looks just like a mini Avata.
Yes, everyone here is a moderator, and
That's what I was saying. I'd like to be able to fly it with my goggles and with the FPV RC3.
You think they will have eventually software without allow it to fly with the goggles and at least the motion controller?
That would put me in interest. If it's just the phone and that RCN1 or N2, I don't think I would be interested.
I don't think this is for those kind of people. I think this is what they've done. We've all griped and moaned and cried and hollered and said, "Hey, there's not. This is just enough to bait." You know, like the gentleman was here earlier. He was talking about how he was a drone addict. This is a way to get to even the cheap-minded people to start, because here's the kicker. We know it's $329 for the Flymore, right? But we also pretty sure that you can control it with the phone, which leads you to here they'll sell the drone with one battery by itself alone.
Real cheap.
I think
Yes.
they're gonna market that for indoor use, because if you look, DJI doesn't have really any indoor drones. So, in my opinion, I think they're gonna market that.
It's going to be
as well.
hard to use optical flow indoors unless you got some good lights.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, we've
So-
already discussed, but that lightweight and whatever, and those ducted things on it, I doubt was going to perform good in any type of wind outdoors.
No.
Oh, no, it's
not with that.
not
Not
gonna-
with that massive frame like the big.
What is it they
footprint it
say?
had.
7 miles an hour is the max they'll take. I think that's
Wow.
what the drone that I had from Snapchat said.
Hey, Warren has a good comment or question, Chad. Where does the SD card go? Warren, I bet you this drone will have internal storage and it won't require an SD card.
Or
Yeah.
it'll go straight to your phone.
Like the Tele
Like
did.
the 00
Yeah.
drone does.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
It'll go straight to
Warren,
your
you
phone.
can put your SD card away. Save it for a real
Still,
drone.
they're cool. I like having indoor drone. But the thing about it is, I like buying the cheap drones that cost like $15 that you can just rage in the house with, rather than buy, because a Telo's fairly expensive for an indoor bang around drone.
What was it? We talked about this the other night. What was the Tele when it first came out? Just base kit 99 or was it 129 or what was it?
The
Just-
Telo alone, I think, was
just the
$100.
drone.
I think it was 99, like you
Okay,
said.
yeah.
And then if you wanted to get that, the Flymore was like 129 maybe.
And then if you wanted that Bluetooth controller, then you were almost at 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have one of those still, but mine's the Mad Cat, I think. Mad Cat.
Mad Cat controller, yeah.
Okay, so we talked about the drone bill. I asked
Okay,
you
well,
about that.
before we leave this, Bill, who's this new Neo for? What's the market for this Neo?
It's a cheap family kind of thing, something that a family could invest in. Because I think that's how they're gonna market it. They're gonna say, don't have the time or money to do to buy a drone and learn all the blah 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 blah. Well, use our DJI Neo with pre-programmed orbits and da 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 da, and all you have to do is hold out your hand and gesture and picture and da da da, that kind of thing, so that you and your family can have it. And it's not like these other drones. You get 4K quality and 4K photography. It's,
Oh yeah, because the Hover One is only 2.7K or something.
So yeah, and then your pictures are still not going to be that big. So we're talking true 4K from DJI, who knows what they're doing, knows what they're building. So they're going to have that name behind them. And like we've all been talking about, we've seen so far, DJI has already showed us. And this right here alone tells us that we could be completely wrong about anything, right? So at any given time, like DJI did here, first they showed us the prototype, right? And then a very week later, they showed us the finished product. Well, they've already showed us the prototype of the Mavic 4. They've already showed us the prototype of the Air 3S. The whole thing is they could drop at any given second. And what if they're banking on the U.S.? They're just waiting to see what the U.S. is going to do, right? They're waiting to see if they go ahead and pass this bill now, before the end of the year, and if it looks like they're going to, they'll send both of those at us at once. And if not, and if it looks like it may be the middle of next year or the end of next year, they'll hold them off.
Bill, do you think this new Neo drone is the quote rumored Avata Mini we've been hearing about for what almost a year? We've been hearing rumblings of an Avata Mini for about a year now. Do you think this is? I mean, this is what got confused as the Avata Mini.
Yeah, I think this is
Hmm.
exactly what got confused with the Avata
It
Mini.
looks
But
like it.
the design is definitely of original Avata, definitely. But they've like I think most people are right when you look at it. The 135 grams. When I saw the box today, I was like, ooh. I was like, yeah, it's a selfie drone, and like you all were pointing out, it's an indoor drone that's beefed up enough to where you can slam it into a few things, and it's not going to hurt it because everything's encaged. And you may be able, if you're going to get 4K quality, yeah, you could fly it in a concert over top of
Hmm.
people.
Because if
You
they
know?
market it towards indoors, that'll pull in all the Mavic owners and all the, what I mean, everybody. It'll pull in everybody.
But of course, back to what Randy said earlier, Randy, if you were paid to fly this little thing over a crowded indoor concert, wouldn't you rather do that with your goggles on?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. But okay, you got to realize we've just speculated 10 to 12 minutes, and I think that's pushing it. To be
Yeah,
honest with you,
yeah.
because we're
That's with
talking
no
about something
wind.
that, something that
Mhm.
fits in the palm of your hand, and then
I
we're gonna.
think the hover. I think the hover's less than 10 minutes.
Okay, so that's the thing. So when you hook it up with the controller, you're going to have what, maybe 7 minutes, 8 minutes when you're using that controller on it.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Well, so it's kind of going to defeat the purpose of, it's going to be like one of those cheap $20, $15 things you get from Banggood that you
Yeah.
beat around your house with. It's got the ducks on it.
Yeah, and plus our concert idea, how's that going to work out? This has to be, it can't be a big censoring thing, so this drone won't can't be that great in low light.
Well,
No.
okay, I'll bring that picture up again. It damn well could be that 1/1/3 sensor, man.
Yeah,
It damn well could
they
be.
got a lot of those sitting around
Well,
the
think
warehouse.
about it. They could be evolving beyond that sensor finally, because we've all been guessing pretty much every product that they have. Oh, I bet it's that 1/1/3 sensor, and we've been right for a while.
Well, really, I mean, outside of the Pocket 3, nothing else has been released in more than a year. It didn't have that sensor,
Yeah.
so we were
Okay.
right.
So I want to go. Maybe it's over here. Let me go back. Is this too big? This seems too big.
The
I'm going to
Pocket
bring
3,
up.
they must have found a stash of 1-inch sensors around they didn't know they had.
Oh, okay. There we go. Now I'm going to go
Well,
back into.
Warren's asking if did the Tello ever come with a dedicated controller or game controller instead. Warren, I don't know if it came with a game controller, but you could buy the game controller separately and
Yeah,
supply the
you could
Tello.
pretty much any. There was like any of those controllers eventually would work with it, but to begin with, the only one that worked with it, oh, excuse me, was the Mad Cat controller I was talking about.
Okay.
And then I think like after about 2 years, they came out with a bunch of controllers that would work for it. Um, Let
Hey,
me
did you see
see.
Warren's comment down there? A drone in an indoor concert might as well have a giant throw shit sign at me on it.
Oh yeah, for sure, no doubt. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna put this back up again. I'm
Sorry, I
gonna
said a
share this.
bad word there. I hope we don't get taken down.
Fuck it, Ron. Don't worry about it. Man, you can get by with one of those and still have a PG-13 movie. That's crazy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
but don't show any female nude parts in it though.
or male for that matter, because you instantly get R. No, you can actually get by with one set of breasts. I do believe.
Real quick shot, huh?
Yeah.
Don't linger. Don't
Okay,
linger.
so here we go. Let me go ahead and pump
Yeah,
this up again.
sorry, we're getting way off we're getting way off the tracks now. Bro.
Okay, look at this sensor, man. Can you see that?
It
That's
does
a
look
that's a
pretty big,
good
yeah,
size.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even
I was
in
just
the.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
looking at it, comparing it to the Avata. It looks a little different, but it does look similar to the Avata. The Avata
What if it
2.
had the same video quality that the Avata 2 had, Bill?
Oh
That'd be
Lord,
shocking.
people would be pissed. It
That'd be
might
shocking.
though. It could have the original Avata camera system in it,
Okay.
which is
Yeah,
not
well,
horrible.
That's
which is
still better than hover drone.
Oh, for sure. So, and it's not. In the original Avata did not. It shot 4K, correct or not correct?
Yes.
No, the
Yes,
original
it did.
Avata had 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see, there we go. There we go, right
Hey,
there.
Bill, I see, it has obviously what looks like a power button on top, but what are those other little markings or buttons beyond
Uh,
that big power button?
those are the
Gestures.
pre-programs.
Oh,
Yeah, the
that's
Yeah.
programs.
now that you could press a pre-program button to do a gesture, or that's just showing you what the gesture is.
Yeah, well, not a
Um,
gesture like Bill was saying. It's pre-programmed. You push the button and you can select from each
Okay, well
maneuver you want
that's
it to
cool.
do.
That's pretty cool, right? So
or
you
and
press
you
the button,
also
you
you
press the
have it
button in your palm, right? And then it takes off and does the
Yeah.
droney or the orbit or
right.
whatever
Yep.
you.
Or
Yeah,
and you have an app in your hand.
I
App
gotta
on your
admit that's
phone.
pretty cool though.
It may very
Yeah.
well. Whoa! I went crazy.
Because it looked like it had a little LED right on each maneuver, so it tells you which one you're doing.
Bill, I don't know if this is the time to say it, but this seems like a pretty cool drone. I like to play around with it once and twice, but I don't know if I really want to spend $329 because I would after the first couple times
Here's
using it. It
here's
probably
the
would fit
thing though.
itself.
Yeah.
Here's the thing we need to speculate on. We were just talking a minute ago that you can use your phone to control this, correct? So, well, oh no, I stopped for a minute. I was about to freak out. I thought for a minute somebody was unboxing one. I about to had a cow. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
like
do you think there'll be like the Spark? Remember the Spark? You needed the phone and the controller to be hooked up.
yes. And then we ended up figuring out how to do the dongle so that we could remember we you plugged in directly to the controller, and that was what made it better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then the DJI had everything after that, where you hooked into the phone into the controller
Right.
because it was Wi-Fi. That was what was so sucky about the. And then when we got that, what was it called? OTG cable.
The
Wasn't it?
OTG cable, yeah, yeah.
OTC, OTC or OTG.
I think it was OTG or
Okay.
but I don't know. Maybe one of them.
You can correct us in the audience, people.
Yeah, tell us the right thing in the audience.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm trying to find. I had the box, and I don't know what to do with the box.
Warren says I think the Neo is meant for sorority sleepovers.
There was another. Okay, so it must be in Coast to Coast Drones. I took it in there because I've got a picture that shows just the top of it.
You got to let ride the angel wave in.
Oh,
Hear him down below.
yep, I hear him now. He's here.
Hey,
So what
boss, how's it going?
what do you think about this? Have you seen anything that's going on or heard anything that's going
Angel
on?
has the Neo already. He's already got footage of the Space Needle.
Yeah. He was inside and he flew it all the way up in the elevator.
All with his Wi-Fi.
I'd say inside maybe.
I set the settings to 800 feet, so we
That would
just
be
went straight up.
trippy, though. You could actually pull that off with this drone. I just realized you could. If it's got optical flow, like we're thinking, you could walk into the elevator with and just have it gesture follow you into the elevator. It would hover in front of you. Then you go, and you could actually walk around it so that it would look around in the elevator. And then as you rode up, or would it descend? Would it
That sounds like a
descend?
Pen Heron video, Bill.
No, but see, this drone is only 135 grams, and it's completely encased, so you can actually fly above people.
Yes.
So we talked about that. That's kind of crazy. Where
You
did I
can fly
put
the
it?
Avata 2 above people.
Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted. Here we go.
Explain that to the security guard, though, when he shows up.
It's in my backpack, guys. It's okay.
Tickets, please. Tickets, please. All right, here it is.
Perfectly
We're gonna make it
legal,
big for
sir.
everybody.
Perfectly.
So you can see. Let me do this.
The only problem with this one, Bill, the hover
Can you
folds.
see it? There's
The fold
like
thing you put in the
there's.
pocket. This one doesn't fold, Bill.
It looks like there's. Yeah, this does not fold. Oh, wait a minute though. Those prop guards do slip off.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can see they do slip off though.
But it doesn't make it any smaller to put in your pocket.
It's so
No.
small though, it probably fit right in your pocket.
Yeah, it's not
Well,
very
you gotta
big
have
at all.
man pockets.
But you can see.
You need some
see the-
cargo pants.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
see the
extra
gestures?
large cargos.
Can you see the different gestures on top? Or the different modes.
It
Looks
looks
like
like
you
it
got
has 6 modes.
orbit. You got orbit here. Looks like
Droney under-
selfie. Yeah, there's a droney here.
Oh, wow.
And then there's what focal point or whatever you want to call it.
Follow
What is
me
it
mode maybe.
What is it? Point of interest.
Point
Point of interest. And yeah, and there's a follow me. There's follow me. I don't know what that one is. That might just be boomerang or asteroid.
There you go.
So, but can you imagine asteroid? It's gonna fly. Blah, 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 boom. Anyway, but yeah, there's the gestures on top, but there's two buttons. There's a button at the
Oh.
back, and there's a button at the front. So
The back button, the battery release button.
yeah, or the power button, and then the button up front is to actually do the gestures. So you can have it in your hand, and you can
Oh.
probably beep 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 beep, and then it'll take off and do exactly one of those. It's
Does,
pre-programmed.
does
Right.
anybody know the Hover X1? Can you control the gimbal on that, or does it have a gimbal?
I imagine it has a one-axis gimbal, but I don't know if you can control it.
Oh, okay.
Say if they're going to take their market because this is cheaper, and it seems to have a lot more features.
Oh yeah, you're right. The Hover One better be on sale next week, huh?
Yeah,
They better chop $100 or more off the price of the Hover.
yeah, like 200-300.
you go
Oh
home.
boy.
Your wife try to be intimate with you, and she go, "What the hell? Half of your pubic hair has been shaved off."
Yeah. Yeah, guys. Let's forget this whole pocket thing.
Yeah, let's just take it out of her pockets for now.
Yeah, let's put it in our backpack.
So this is, what is this called? Is this the DJI
the
Neo.
Neo.
Neo, right?
DJI Neo.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're
You like Neo better than the name Hover One?
Yeah, that's kind of nice. And if it leaked Walmart listing, hints it'll be the Fly More combo for $329.
Yes. Now, Angel, of course, we haven't got your opinion. Would you have any need for a drone like this in the type of work you do?
Well, I think you could probably get some. Is it a 4K? It's 4K,
4K.
Yeah, it's 4K.
We don't know the
and
frame
it's
rate.
very light.
Yes.
Extremely light.
And I'm assuming it's quite nimble, or it can take a little bit of abuse.
It can take abuse, but it depends on how strong those motors are as to what it can do in the wind. If
Yeah,
it's
Angel,
got,
do you ever fly in any wind out there in the in the Seattle area?
Oh my God, we get like 35, 40 mile an hour winds.
yeah,
I wouldn't put that guy up then.
Oh no,
No.
But we get calm days too. There are days that
And we get
Okay.
wonderfully calm days, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so you just never know. But
135
motors.
grams, my God, that thing is going to blow away.
well, it depends. It's like I said, it depends on the motors. 'Cause what we got to realize, the original Mavic Mini, of course, it did weigh 249 grams. Was a larger footprint. It may be that this more compact drone, especially if they're putting the battery on the bottom instead of the top, so that it's more, weight to pull it down, I guess, or gravity to grab onto. I don't know. Then maybe it's a little bit more stable, and depending upon where it's a smaller frame, would those original mini motors support this better? It may even have Mini 2 motors on it, to be honest with you, because you can't really tell for sure how big they are. I mean, they look like decent sized motors to me, because for one, we don't know how big that dude's hand is. For all we know, he could be 6'7".
That could be the tallest guy in China standing there.
Yeah, but you never know.
Or it could be the smallest guy in China standing there.
Exactly, and it could just be, we could be like, oh my God, it's only 1.5-inch drone. What the hell?
That's Yao Ming's hands right there.
Yeah,
right?
Yao Ming could be.
That's what we're gonna say. Yeah, it's Yao Ming's hands, so that drone's massive. But no, it's definitely. It looks. The more we look at it, the more I see it, and now you see the gesture modes on top and the way they're run. It does look very similar to all of the selfie drones that have existed and do exist right now. Is the X1 hover thing really selling that well?
Well, I don't think so, because did you notice a month or two ago, almost every influencer, even Ken Dono, did a promotional video for the Hover One.
Oh, I didn't know they did.
Oh, I mean, everybody did it. You name all the biggies. Ken, what's his name up in Canada that we've had in the show before?
Sean Air Photography.
Air Photography did it. Aldrin, everybody did a Hover One video in the last month or two. So I imagine they all got paid for it.
Look what Stevie said.
Enterprise Series drone. Yeah.
Now this box the box that I'm looking at the state here looks pretty tiny, so that I'm kind of feeling like,
Yeah, because you see the hand behind it, and you're like, wow. So yeah,
well,
it
because you
looks
got
like
the box with the box, and you could tell where it says download on App Store or download on Android. Those are little. So then I'm like, that drone's got to be,
a 3 inch is what it's looking like to me.
Like
yeah,
slightly
yeah.
bigger than the Tello.
I don't even know if it's as big. Because here we go. I got one right
Get
here.
to tell.
I don't think it's that's pretty good sized.
Well, probably about the same size.
Because even I don't have huge hands, but see
Right.
it's bigger than what that one is.
Wow.
So I don't know. But these
That
are
might be
still great
smaller.
drones.
I'm thinking that I'm not going to have a lot of use for that drone because I don't do a lot of indoor flying.
Oh,
I mean, it might be interesting to have something like this
Well, I already
to
said to
to get
Angel, I
through.
wouldn't mind having to play with once or twice, but after that, it's sitting the
Yeah,
shelf. But
exactly.
I hate to blow through 29 just because
well,
I'm going to play with something a
he
couple times.
that you all have pointed out something majorly, man. This drone is capable of flying over people and around people and getting 4K footage. So, can you imagine? Think about it. At a wedding party that's indoors, you've got a tiny drone like this, and I guarantee you it's going to be mega quiet. That's going to be one of the big things. It's going to be a super, super, super quiet little drone. All right, and so you're going to be able. You could even go probably. You could probably think of the points of view you could get if someone's doing a comedy show, or someone's doing it's at a wedding, or there's a concert going on,
Or a drum
like
meetup.
well,
It's
I
so
mean,
quiet. You probably fly it
indoors.
at a funeral.
yeah.
Yeah, you probably could fly it at a funeral.
Yeah, anybody paying to film funerals these days, but I mean, I
Yeah.
see your point, Bill. But I haven't shot many weddings lately.
No, I mean I get that, but you know how like Randy made a perfect point earlier when he pulled out that gimbal, and you all were talking about it, that Z-axis needs to be there to kind of help it along because you have to practice your walk and everything. So you've already got a stabilized platform that shoots 4K that you can manipulate with the controller. You can stand right behind it just like you do with the. Can you imagine walkthroughs for a house using
Right.
this?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. No.
You could,
No bobbing up and down with the camera.
yeah, exactly. And what have they been using up to now? They've been using these other drones. I mean, I see that there's a lot of
Right. Right.
potential.
Like somebody flies on Nevada one through a real estate house, it's going to scare the mice out of the walls.
Well, not
All
necessarily
around.
that, but I totally get it. But you could also, you all have pointed out that this drone weighs so little that you could actually have an open house in a real estate setting and show people walking through and people sitting down in a live setting using this drone. So not only can you say, oh, we've taken pictures and we've even given you the lived in look. So you could see like a family sitting in that home looking at the TV, and you pan around the house and then there's somebody over here doing something else. Or you can have a picture of the open house. You could have that uploaded and have it part of the the sell point.
Captain Joe, back up to weddings. Captain Joe pointed out that most wedding dance floors are so dark that how's that going to work? Maybe only a day weddings.
Well, not necessarily, because that's the thing of the controller. It'll keep itself level once you have, and then the controller, you be in control. The biggest thing that we're trying to figure out that I would like to know is it going to be Wi-Fi or is it going to be something better?
The rumor is Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that
I
controller
think
is not a Wi-Fi controller.
Good point. Or maybe the Wi-Fi is when you fly with your phone is Wi-Fi.
Possibly.
Which of course it's only two options your phones, either Wi-Fi or Bluetooth.
But that phone is also looks very similar to the what is it N212 whatever.
Yeah,
blah, 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 blah.
RCN2 or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So,
Yeah.
but so you could actually hook up your phone to that controller and fly. Will that cut down your flight time? I would assume that it would. Yes, but to me, there it does. Hey, Bob, what's up? Oh, is he talking? He's talking to this brother Bill, or use a camera. Yes, that's what we're. Yeah, you could do that. You could totally use a camera. I'm just trying to come up with like Ron's like, who is this marketed for? Who do you think it's
So
marketed for?
let's say wedding or event photography is a good use.
OcuSync 5.
Nope.
That would be cool. Looking forward to Mindful. Oh yeah.
I think it's going to be marketed toward the younger generation.
Like the TikTok and Instagram
Yeah.
generation.
Maybe like or like the teenagers and young
So
teens.
that's who they're going to send it to first.
Of
All the
course,
TikTok
the
influencers.
tradition is people don't buy drones. They get drones marketed at them and they don't buy them.
Yeah.
How things have gone in the past.
Well,
Well, if you
that's
can do those functions without controlling with a remote, I mean, that kind of gets people into this drone
yeah. If you could just
territory.
yeah, and you got all these people that do like the tick. What if it can shoot vertical video? Wouldn't
What
that
if
be
it-
trippy?
What if it could post directly to TikTok?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Has the ability to post, directly like any of the other DJI drones, or TikTok, or Facebook, or YouTube. Excuse me, any of those. Interesting.
Stevie's asking, is that in Vegas? I guess he means the Minefield meetup. I think that Minefield's in Tennessee, I believe.
Yeah, that's Ken Heron's thing.
Yeah, Bruce
His
Ken-
birthday
Tennessee.
party, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
It's his birthday party.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
I think it's come up in a few weeks.
Yep. 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 Yep.
middle of August.
Yep. 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 Yep.
We should all go down there and have a good time.
I don't think I can because it looks like I have 2 more hernias,
Oh boy.
and they're even lower. Nothing
Oh,
like
boy.
waking up in the middle of the night feeling like somebody slapped you in the nuts.
Oh, boy. I used to be okay with my hernias as long as I laid on my back and they rested, whatever. When I got moving around it,
Yeah, yeah, and then it
Long-
feels like somebody went bink.
As long as I don't lift, as long as I don't lift over like 25 pounds or eat too much, I'm good.
Yeah, Ken Heron's birthday.
Good old
Yes,
Ken
yes.
Heron.
Good old, well, it depends on what video he's released, but Ken Heron. Oh, okay, and that segues me into something else. I've watched a couple other drone shows. I'm not going to say what they were called or what their names are or anything. And I saw some really weird shit come up, and I had to say something about it. I saw some people literally that were trying to throw politics in with drones. And I'm going to tell you what I said.
Well, that'd be a good show, Bill, Drone and Politics.
Oh, hang on. And it was talking about how illegal immigrants were going to fly drones into people's heads. And so me and my twisted brain, I was sitting here going, does that mean there's some kind of illegal immigrant DJI drone store?
I was gonna say, I hope they're not flying DJI drones.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to figure out where the hell they're going to get DJI drones for. They can barely get across the border, and then when they get across the border, they're begging for jobs. I don't think they're going to be spending it on a drone.
Well, maybe they can fly the Mexican and Central American drones.
Do they have Central American drones? Anyway, I just thought that was a little far fetched, and I'm not saying that there's not a problem down there. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I thought that was a bit far. They were like, "Are you an illegal immigrant? Okay, here's a drone."
Yeah. Bob Casey cleared up in the chat. Ken Heron, Brownsville, Tennessee,
August 24th and 25th. There you go. There you go. Okay.
And Warren asks us no politics, please.
Something else that had come up was I noticed that I think there was something that people were asking questions that because Bot Grinder had interviewed Philly Drone Life, and then somebody was asking while what's his name Bardwell hadn't interviewed Philly Drone Life, and I was like, wait a minute, this is ridiculous because I've noticed, and Philly cooked his own goose. We all know that. And a lot of people here on this panel who had direct contact with Philly when all this shit started begged him, pleaded with him constantly saying, please stop this. You're going to end up getting screwed and you're not going to like what's going to happen. And we all begged him to stop. So the inevitable outcome he brought on himself. But we've got other people in the community who have broken the law, flying drones, and then they've tried to play the victim card. But the whole point is they still broke the law. They basically admit that they broke the law, but then they play the victim card and everybody's patting them on the back. And I'm like, we can't do that. If it's wrong for one, it's wrong for all. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep playing it here and going, well, this guy was my buddy, he's my pal. You know, if y'all haven't noticed, Chuck disappeared from the drone community because he screwed up one time and said something, and it was a mistake, and I'm not denying it. I told him myself, I was like, why the hell did you ever use that word? It's not even part of my vocabulary anymore. And he's like, yeah, I know, I messed up. But people who have screwed up in the drone community attacked him in private messages and everything, and shunned him. And I don't think that's right, because I've screwed up royally in my life. I've done stupid shit in my life, and people have forgiven me.
I agree.
So, you know, I'm saying if you're going to try to point the finger at one guy for screwing up, don't pat the other guy on the back that screwed up too. You know, don't do that shit. If it's wrong for one, it's wrong for all. So if somebody comes out and says, hey, I got screwed, but I really did fly over this one. I shouldn't have flown over here, and I shouldn't have been there at the time I was there. But I still think I got screwed. No, you broke the law and you got caught. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm just trying to say, don't be so quick, because Philly cooked his own goose. Everybody, like Ron talked to him. I spoke to him on the phone at length for hours, many times. He didn't listen to a thing I said either. Ron, I know you spoke to him too, didn't you? And you begged him to stop too, didn't you?
I mean, again, we all had our thoughts, and
so Philly did all that on his own. What I'm trying to say is Chuck screwed up. Chuck admitted he screwed up, and then it's just like everybody still said, no, Chuck, you can't come back. And I'm like, I like Chuck. Chuck's funny. You know, I enjoy Chuck's videos. I enjoy hearing Chuck's input and stuff like that. I'm just saying, did Chuck screw up? Yes. Does Chuck know he screwed up? Yes. Does Chuck feel bad for screwing up? Yes. That's enough. Okay?
Yeah. Like anything else, like it all comes down to how beloved you are and in a community or whatever. The more popular you are, the more you can get away with stuff. Yeah,
well, like we were talking about, depending on what week and what video Ken Herron releases. Because there's been, I can remember everybody was all in Ken Herron's show. It was all buddy, and then a video would come out, and I'd go, and then I wouldn't even have to be keeping up, and everybody would be like, "Oh, you're going to go watch Ken Herron's show? Oh no, you don't want to watch it. Did you see his most recent video?" I was like, "Oh God, no! What?" And then you have to go and watch and catch up and find out what's going on, because you don't want to make everybody else in the community mad because you're somewhere you shouldn't be that week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just crazy. So this is just quit.
Alan putting down in the chat, the pity that Philly is a great guy. And just like you said about Chuck being a great guy, Philly's a great guy too.
But the whole point is Chuck made one mistake, admitted to it. Philly made mistakes. People begged him to stop, and he just was Philly. So Philly did it to himself. And I'm sorry that it happened to him. I don't think it's fair that they said he can never fly a drone again because he's like some kind of public nuisance. That's kind of crappy. But I don't know. What do you all think? Let's get this all out of the way.
I don't know all the particulars of the case or whatever. A lifetime ban seems extreme.
Absolutely.
Yeah, lifetime ban seems way
extreme. There's people that basically have run over and killed people in cars and got to drive again after a certain amount of time.
Yeah. AI of mystery, over the top.
Yeah, I think they should have gave him like a year or two.
Let's go back to something drone related. More conformist.
Okay. So we wrapped up on Neo then, huh?
Well, yeah, and we're okay. I haven't seen. Has anybody watched any good streaming stuff lately?
Live streams or
no? Normally I would give like streaming recommendations.
On movies and stuff like that. Well, you talked about this a couple weeks ago. I finally finished it. Presumed Innocent is the thing to see this summer.
The thing to see what is?
The Presumed Innocent on Apple Plus.
Yeah, well, it's over with now.
Right. But that's when you want to watch it so you can binge them all
And it's a little bit different
from the movie.
from the original
Yeah,
version.
well, we can talk about it, but I don't want to give spoilers away.
But here's something else I want to point out. I wanted to say to everybody. Here's my streaming recommendation for this week.
Okay.
This Friday on Disney Plus will be Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
You mean the new one?
The brand new one.
Oh wow! You said on Disney Plus
Yes, on Disney Plus.
this
Comes
Friday.
out Friday. So
Okay.
Thursday night at midnight for you guys, 9 o'clock for me.
Right. I'm old enough that I saw the original Planet of the Apes in the movie theaters when I was a kid.
Agreed. He's saying I would rather let Philly fly drones and keep people off the streets of Philly from doing drugs.
Yeah, for real.
I didn't know he was. Does he doing live streams now? I didn't know that.
Tuesday night live stream.
He
I
has
know it.
been.
I've
but
gone
he-
over there a couple of times. I caught the tail end of it.
last week he was on. He had a little small little meltdown. I think he said he was done with YouTube and done with live streaming.
That's what live streaming will do that to you. Live streaming will mess with your head so hard because you never know. You can get beat that, like you could say one thing wrong and then the chat will turn on you and it's like piranha or something. It's like
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but him and Lon got into a little bit of some issues. So I don't know.
Him and Lon got into something.
Yeah, over-
Probably let that stay private.
yeah.
You know.
Well, Lon put it out there on a live stream, so that's the
Okay.
only reason.
Oh well, that's between him and Lon. But Lon's like Elon Musk. He likes chaos. And that's my opinion. He likes
Yeah,
chaos.
I mean, when you meet Lon in person, whenever these drone events, he's anything but chaos.
Yeah.
Oh no!
This
but
wasn't
he-
Lon though. This was Mikey. I think this was on Mikey this time.
Oh, on Charlie? I thought you said it was. Did you say Drone Psyche? But it's not. Who all got? Oh, you mean that Lon and Philly got into a fight?
Right.
Oh well, that's he made the mistake of making him on his show, and Philly does not like anybody upstaging him.
Well,
He
that's
does
it.
not-
It wasn't about that. It was about
Oh.
it was about some drones or something. You'll
About
find
a
out.
transaction, we'll say.
Right. About a transaction.
Well, you know what? Considering Mikey can't fly drones anymore, you know, all he can do basically is walk on his treadmill and talk about how he used to fly drones and how he got beat up. And so I don't know how he can't really. I guess he could review other
Well,
products that
Mikey's
people send.
always been an entertainment show first and a drone show second.
Yeah, it's always been about Mikey. It's kind of like the Patrick Show on Nickelodeon.
I don't mean anything bad about that. That's always been entertainment came first.
Yeah, he's always been.
Well,
and
Ken
it's
Harron,
always
Ken Harron, the entertainment comes first. Drones come second.
the lead entertainment comes first. You gotta clarify there. Because even when Philly would come on here sometimes, he didn't like it if any of us upstaged him. And then finally, it was the only time that he would come on was Ron. Remember, you were his agent, and I had to go through you to contact him, and he had to contact you, and then you had to contact me, and then I
I had to get my 3% agents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Warren's saying he's going to start a new live stream called Drone Drama.
Didn't I thought wasn't she was on Thursdays? I thought she pretty much did that, didn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Tammy-
Jean.
Yeah, Tammy Jean, but she hadn't been on in a while.
No,
I think she-
no, Tam.
She's not been on for a while.
Were Tammy and
Max.
were they at the FPV Fest in
Yeah,
Chicago?
I think Tammy and Max are done.
Oh, they okay. I think they previously had been at the Chicago FPV thing before.
I have no idea for sure, but the last time I talked to him, he said that they were having issues.
Okay.
Don't get mad at me, Max. I'm sorry. I should. forget that, please.
But
back
this,
up.
hey, this
I'll erase
is
that from
we
my
are
brain.
this is Warren. We stole your idea for drone drama.
Well, we are therapeutic, so the drama does tend to come into therapy.
Did
But
anybody
I don't know what
Did anybody
happened.
hear much about the FPV Palooza in Chicago the other week? Yeah.
I remember Johnny Dronefire was talking about it, and he said that he spoke with Mike at great length the other night, and they had, I think it was 35 to 45 participants.
Oh,
It seemed like it
good,
was growing a
good,
little bit each year. They
good.
had sponsorship this year. He said
Oh,
everybody had a
wow.
really good time.
Good.
So I think they're still pushing to make it a yearly event.
That's good.
I have not heard anything from Caleb, so I'm assuming the Great Washington meetup is.
When was that scheduled?
It was never formally scheduled. It
Okay.
It was
was
an idea.
yeah. I mean, there's a place we can have it, and it would be like a mini Woodstock, I guess you would say.
Oh wow, wow.
But I don't know.
Roadstock.
It never went. They're so busy right now, man. They're doing tons and tons of work. And then the other day, I don't know if you saw it. He posted it, and they posted it on their website. They were doing, was it Carnival or was it Princess? Angel.
Cruise ship.
I think it was Princess.
Okay. Anyway,
I
they
wasn't.
were.
He didn't specify.
Yeah. Okay. I thought, but anyway, they were doing like a commercial shoot for one of the cruise lines, and they were literally on the radio directing the cruise ships on how they were supposed to go through the harbor, when they were going to turn and what position they want them in, so they could get the right lighting and everything for all the photos and video shots. So that was really cool. So he's super busy now too.
Wow. Hey Bill, can I tell a little news?
Sure can.
The Clydesdales, the big horses from the Chris's commercials.
Yeah.
They're coming to Margate tomorrow. They're going to go down to Lucy, so I'm going to try to go down and get some footage of the Clydesdales.
You want to hear something even crazier?
Cool.
What's that?
Did you know that there's actually, I think it's either 9 or 12 teams of Budweiser Clydesdales?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I don't even know if is Busch Gardens open anywhere still? Or are they all
I
gone?
think they're still open in Randy.
Williams-
They're still open in Virginia, whatever.
Yeah, Williamsburg.
Williamsburg.
Oh, the
yeah.
one in Williamsburg's still open? Okay, cool. They actually have Clydesdales there. So if you go in, you'll see. And usually, pretty much all the places have one of the original, one of the original pool members or something like that.
Oh,
Or,
wow.
something like that. Or there'll be one from the commercial. But usually the team, there's, like, I know there's a team at Williamsburg. I think, isn't there another Busch Gardens in, like, Florida or Georgia, maybe? Anyway, I don't know for sure.
That sounds right, but
But anyway, it's just one of them kind of neat things. But it's cool that you're going to see some tomorrow.
hopefully, and it's supposed to be good weather tomorrow, so hopefully I'll
You
go
going?
get some. Hey, one thing we didn't finish up in Neo is, Bill, when do you expect to see the Neo? Next week, maybe,
Uh,
or further out than that?
Well-
Second week of August. That's
So this coming week, well, the first is what? When's the first? Like
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you mean the second full week?
Right.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're trying to say my birthday week? That's
So we
fun.
might get an
Oh.
email maybe late next week.
So
Okay.
yeah, towards he said that seems feasible to me. Like we might get like a few more leaks as to what controllers can be used with it. Of course, they're it's not going to work with anything out of the box. Just what DJI gives you,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just what they
yeah.
offer to sell you.
Yeah.
So, all right, peace out. Have a good one. Thank you for coming in, Steve.
Thanks, Stevie.
But yeah, I don't think it's, and I hate to say it, but it's looking more and more like a selfie drone. So I'll stick with Randy on that, and we'll say around the 7th or 8th.
Okay, so
August?
that's actually then next week.
Yeah, it would
2
be
or 3
next
weeks. 2 weeks.
It depends. We could get an email this weekend if we get more leaks. If we get more leaks, it depends on what happens tomorrow and Friday.
Do you
If
think
we
we'll
get-
see the Neo before the Action 5 Pro?
Oh yeah,
I do. I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so.
yeah. I honestly do, because all we saw was mock-ups. That was just the box I mean, the case with stuff plugged
But
in.
we know we got the FCC approval already.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing about it, and we've already seen prototypes of a Mavic 4 and an Air 3 or 4.
But no FCC database approval.
Right.
I think that action
What
camera
is
will
the
be out in August sometime.
Yeah, I think both.
Yeah,
What does
so
the
they want
Mavic
to beat
4
they want to
look
beat
like?
GoPro to the punch in September.
Right. You said
They have a
Mavic 4?
Mavic 4 prototype.
2025.
Yeah, we have a Mavic 4 prototype.
It's the one with the gimbal all crashed up on the front. The camera was off.
And it's got the and remember when I was making jokes before and I said that it looked like the lens from War of the Worlds.
Yeah,
And now the new gimbal looks even more like the lens from War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
The way it's kind of like fish-eyed and everything.
But
So
suppose that's last in the line, though. Like, you know,
Yeah.
everything's coming out. That's at the end of the line.
and it's gonna and I know Marcus was saying that 3,000 instead of 2,000 for the drone and the
Marcus
controller.
has the lowest price of anybody on that drone.
Hey, what's up, B-Rad? I've seen videos with UFOs in it. Is it real? I'm pretty sure that the Neo's real. I'm pretty sure that there's something flying around that's got a very similar camera system to the Air 3, and it's an upgraded version. So, I think that's real. And we've seen an actual gimbal in wherever that video that Osita got that from, and it's a completely different gimbal than anything we've ever seen before.
Mm-hmm.
The camera's not going to hang there. It's going to switch on. It's actually going to be encased in that thing, and it's going to rotate on an axis instead of having that big arm hanging back there, which may make it survive more hits, I would think. Unless you do like
make it do true vertical shooting.
I don't know. Possibly. It would be easier to rotate. Much easier to rotate. So, anyway.
Fellas,
Brad
I'm
is
gonna have to head out.
All right. Have a good
All
one.
right,
Appreciate
Randy.
it. How's your new computer system?
There we go, Randy.
Oh, it's great, man. I couldn't be happier. Appreciate you
Awesome.
asking.
Thanks for coming in.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
I'll
Randy.
talk to
We'll
you guys
see you next week.
Yes, sir.
All righty. So, let's see.
Angel, have you done any flying lately?
Yeah, I did some killer stuff early in the morning.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, I
by
laughed
the
my
Space
ass off.
Needle.
I laughed my ass off when you posted that picture of the needle and you said, got up at 5 a.m. and then Missy comes in and goes, this morning?
No. Yeah, that was the weekend before.
I know, because it was raining that weekend. But I just thought it was funnier than hell. I was
exactly.
like, his wife
Yeah.
just called him out.
Well, no, I wasn't. You got. I mean, I'm sure you have a bank of footage. You can just roll out
Oh, yeah.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I finally got to look at some of the stuff, and I was like, wow, this one came out spectacular.
I'm glad you brought that up. I know that a lot of people.
Shall I share the photo so people can see?
Sure. I know a lot of people talk about how they feel that if you post your videos on YouTube, you have to have a 107.
Right.
That it's not legal any other way. That because they talk about how it's furthering a business. Well, technically,
They told Mikey that.
Well, here's the thing. Technically, I don't own a business. Technically, the only thing I'm monetized to do is sell my T-shirts. That's it, and my merchandise. That's completely it. And so
But guess what? YouTube could sell your video and make money off of it.
Yeah, but the whole point is my intent with every flight that I make is always purely recreational.
Not to make any money, yeah.
So if YouTube does it, there's nothing I can do about it. I can force the only thing the thing that's crazy at this point is why the hell the federal government, FAA, has not gone after YouTube, because that's a hell of a payday for them. So if they can just, because I'm using their platform, use my stuff or anybody else's stuff for that matter at their will to advertise, and I don't see a penny of it.
Yeah,
Then
I'll answer that question for you, because YouTube has a whole building full. Google has a whole building full of lawyers that they would be in court for years and years and years and never get anywhere.
Well, the whole reason of being that protects them is the same reasons that we should be protected. Mm-hmm. Every argument that they could put forward is the same exact argument that we would have. We just don't have the money to do it, so that's why.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
how's that
that's
look, Ron?
that's a gorgeous picture.
Oh, I love that one, Angel. And
And
what's
Five
that?
o'clock.
What's that
5 o'clock
mountain?
in the morning.
What's that mountain in the background there, Angel?
Rainier,
That's Mount Rainier.
Right
the
here.
lady, and
Yes.
she doesn't always peek out, man. You got to catch her in a
No.
look
good
at the
mood.
dynamic ranges. You picked that up so well in the background, Angel.
You got to catch her in a good mood.
Well,
She doesn't always come out.
it was like the light was changing because I got out there. I woke up at 4:30 and I said, "All right, like I haven't, it's been hard to fly because we've been running errands and all this stuff every
Right.
evening, and the
Right.
kids are running around." So then I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna wake up early." I didn't have the kids, so I went out there. Woke up at 4:30, and I was like, "Let's do this." And it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this guy's looking spectacular here!" Like the light is just starting to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was crisp air, lovely, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
very good,
so
very good
yeah.
light. Hey, Angel, what's all that stuff in the bottom left-hand corner? It looks like it has wraps all
That's
over it.
Seattle Center. That Seattle Center on the bottom. So the item on this is the Museum of Pop right here, Mopop,
Uh-huh.
and the to the right of the Space Needle, that's orange. That's the Chihuly, and to the right of that is the Museum of Science Museum, Pacific Science Center.
So that
And
stuff
so
with the
Seattle
covers over
Center
there,
is like right there.
they're not open yet. That stuff has got the
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah.
I
So
didn't
every
realize
time I've flown there,
I didn't realize the Space Needle was in the middle of a park, like a green park.
it's at the end of the park. It's at the corner of the park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And the thing
literally.
is every time I go there, it would be either very late or very early because there's people that will try to fly in the middle of the day, and I'm like, that's too many people.
Yeah,
Now,
way too
Angel,
many people.
how high is the top of the
Plus, I got
Space
that
Needle?
thing called
Does
the
it have to
job,
go higher than 400 feet?
You can't. We people like me and Angel can't go higher. That's why you can see Angel is probably about halfway to the neck
Yeah.
because the observation deck's like 435, and then the top
Oh,
of the
okay.
hill is like
Yeah.
515
Yeah.
or something.
No, it's higher than that, Bill. I
Oh,
think
wow.
it's 600 and something
Oh,
The
wow.
to the top.
observation deck is it? No, I thought. What about the observation deck?
That's probably like 500 and something.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we can't fly to the
Great
top.
shot.
Yeah, this weekend they're going back to Satsop too, but I can't go.
Okay.
Were you alone on the shoot,
Yeah.
Angel?
Was
you
I
guys alone?
alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was alone for that. Oh no, that was it. That was it. I mean, I have footage I could share, but I didn't make a video or anything.
Well, no, you'd have to. You got to pull that one and reshare if you wanted to show footage.
Oh, reshare it?
Yeah, is that the footage?
Oh no, that's just a photo.
Yeah, that's what I said. If for you to, you'd have to remove this share, right? You'd have to
Okay.
take that and then then
There.
reshare.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got a crap ton of footage. Yeah, I haven't made a video because we've been so busy.
Yeah. Got a lot of editing to do.
I like that. It's like you see on the mirror. Space needles in my camera are taller than they actually appear in the photo.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
sure.
No, it was lovely. And I think I got some beautiful fairy footage at Edmonds the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of spectacular. We get some beautiful light. The only thing that I'm bummed out about is every day the sun goes on a little earlier, so all this free time we
Yeah.
had in the evening is going away.
Hey, tell Bob Casey that that'll be one that features the new 3S. You won't have to stop the camera to switch to the 3X tele lens.
Oh, you think the Mavic 4 or the Air 3?
I'm just joking. That's the reason to buy. He's got the Air 3 here. The reason to buy the S will be that you can switch the camera without stopping the video.
The light at the top of the needle is a
Spacecraft.
checkpoint for spacecraft for the Pacific Northwest coast.
JC, you were under DNA on that spacecraft stuff.
DNA. You're under DNA. We've altered your DNA. Don't talk anymore. Oh, okay. What else? Let's see. Let's see if anybody's got any drones.
Hey Bob, that would be nice, but I don't know if it's another whatever $1,200 nice to gotta buy a new drone to switch cameras.
Drone rumors. I don't see anything. Nothing great coming
No,
up.
no.
Oh, whoa.
We can start our own rumors.
San Diego Convention Center, they had a drone show, and I swear it's Wolverine. I
Oh, wow.
swear. You know I'll get busted if I throw. I just can't play the music. I bet. Hang on. I gotta share this. I gotta share this. Okay, let's do this. Share screen. Share. Let's see if it'll get big for me. Will it get big? Ooh. Can y'all?
Go big or go home.
Here we go. No.
Wow.
Ain't that dope? Look at it. Watch it. It'll come up here. And his claws come out.
Oh, wow. Is that one of those drone light show type things?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That's why I was like, oh, I got to share this. That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Let's
And
get
then it
Steve-
goes back in.
let's get Steve Sutton back on here.
That is awesome. Cool, man.
Yeah.
55. Okay, so we're
About
predicting.
time to wrap up here, Bill.
Here's the thing. We got one more thing. I predicted that this drone will be sold alone because you can use your phone as a controller.
Yes.
What's the price point with one battery for a 4K? If we figure two batteries, a controller. Oh no, the controller comes with it, doesn't it?
We don't know that, but it
It
doesn't
looks
matter.
like it comes with a controller.
because the box comes. The controller's on the box with it.
Yeah, but there'd be another kit where it would not come with a controller.
Right, it would just be the drone by
Right.
itself.
Right.
So let's say the drone and controller is going to be if the Flymore kit's $329.99 or $330 plus tax. I've heard $330 and I've heard $365. I'm going to say $330. Okay, that's two batteries. It comes with a charging hub. So what would a Flymore kit really have in it other than batteries?
The controller.
Right, but some of the kits have the controller. Or is that the Flymore kit and we don't realize it?
Yeah, that 329 is the Flymore kit.
No, I mean that picture of the drone and what comes in the box. Could that be the Flymore kit and we don't
Possibly,
even
yeah.
realize it?
Yeah.
Because it shows that it doesn't say that it's got one battery. It's got the charging hub. But if you're going to get, so there's two more batteries is going to cost you $329. Okay, so we're going to say the drone controller and one battery, $199.
Yeah. Or loose the kit where you have to fly it with your phone, so you just get a
I'm
drone
going to
one
say
battery.
$149 for the drone by itself.
But of course, that won't be available for 6 months.
Right. I don't know. It may be available right away. if it
200,
just-
200 per drone. 200 for the drone and 75 for the batteries.
Well, the Flymore is supposedly $329. So you're saying with the controller or without the controller?
Without the controller, 150.
We're
With the
assuming
controller,
it's a phone
200.
flyer. We don't know that for sure, but we're assuming you can fly it with your phone only. If
Okay,
you want to.
$349. Johnny's saying $349.
Johnny's
So
got
that's
his
going to be for the controller, the drone,
two batteries,
two
three
extra-
battery kit,
3 batteries total, 2 extra batteries.
and a charging hub.
Well, the charging hub comes with the drone and the controller.
Okay.
So basically, you're going to pay, which is what the Pixie drone did. I basically paid for the charging hub and 2 extra batteries, and it was like $185 more. So this one's probably going to be about the same. I still want to say $149 to $169 for the
Wow.
drone by itself,
Wow.
and then we'll say $200 to $230 or $229.99 for the drone and the controller, and 1 battery in the charging hub. And then your other 2 batteries are going to be your $329. Maybe you get a little carrying case for all of it with your
Oh,
your
yeah,
fly
yeah,
bar.
yeah.
You get your
Get a
little
little
little Neo bag for your. That's what you get. Your neat little Neo bag, and everything slides into the little compartments.
So which one do you think will sell out first? The Flymore kit or the
The
cheaper
drone
one?
by itself, if they sell it at the same time, if they sell it right at the start
Yeah.
with the other drone and the controller, because I think what they're trying to do is hook more people. They're trying to find a way. They're saying, okay, you bought this little Bobo drone that
Right.
only flies 8 minutes. It gets you really killer footage, and you can fly it around with this controller. Don't you want something a little bit better?
Right, but they're just gonna what do you call it, suck the air out of the
Every
two
out,
hundred
every
dollar drone makers.
they're just conquering any and every market that somebody throws a drone up. How dare you? Psh, you know, that's what
Yeah.
they so far, haven't they? Think about it. They've knocked
Right.
every drone that tried to upstart against them out of the market. So here's Hover, and apparently they must be selling decent, or it looks like, selfie drones are on the verge of making a breakout. So here comes DJI, the best drone manufacturer in the world. Who's going to make the best selfie drone in the world? Of course, DJI. But I really think that's what I don't think it's the Avata Mini that we were hoping for.
No.
Or what if it has a sport mode? Then you get 6 minutes of flight time, and it is the Avata Mini.
Without goggles.
Yes, well, who knows? What if they do something really twisted and bring back box goggles, Ron? Remember when you would stick your phone in?
Or make it compatible with older box goggles.
Yeah, but remember with the old box goggles when you would put your phone in it and you would
Yeah.
flip it down and you would look at it?
They were called VR goggles.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but they were still the box goggles.
You can fly the Spark with VR goggles. You can put your phone in a cheap pair of VR goggles and fly the Spark around.
Yep, for sure.
That's why my most popular videos I ever made on my channel was a video where I showed how to fly the Spark with VR goggles.
People bitch about it. Yeah, so like I said, and it looks like, I swear to you, it looks like a decent sized sensor. Would it not be hilarious if they put that 1/1/3 sensor in there?
Yeah.
That would be unreal for a selfie drone. Can you imagine the pictures you would get? But yes.
So you think, Bill, with these cheap prices, this thing will sell like hotcakes?
Yeah, I think it's going to sell good. Really, it's going to have a lot to do with what that 4K camera is. Could it be? Let's see. What else? What other camera would be good? What's the 2 SE run in it?
I guess that runs at 1/2 that smaller sensor, the one that was real common on like the Mini 2 era.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's probably what sensor we're going to get. So you're going to get pretty decent 4K footage out of it.
In decent light, yes.
Yeah, in decent. Well, what if they go shoot the moon and put that 1/1/3 sensor in there?
And stack it.
Who knows? I think they're all pretty much stacked now. It was just something they used to gimmick out there.
Well, some of them are half stacked, and they got all these
half stacked. I think it's somebody said, "Well, how do we make ours stand out from everybody else? We'll call it a half stack."
Hey, you want to hear something funny? I was watching some camera review. I don't know if it was a new Canon cameras or whatever, and somebody mentioned Rod's, what's Rod's drone town name? Anyhow, Rod Hansen. They mentioned his global shutter thing or whatever, and they didn't like a global shutter. They had some reason why it wasn't good enough or whatever. So here, some camera expert wasn't behind the global shutter.
Yeah, I've heard all kinds of mixed reviews on what people think of it. I guess I don't know enough about cameras. Like if I sat down and force myself and push myself, I'm sure I could learn it after 6 years maybe.
Well, you may be doing that when the drones are all out of the air, huh?
Or throwing them up in the air to get weird pictures. I don't know. I can't believe
people like the Insta360s or whatever. They do that. They kind of throw them up on something, or whatever, and they get like a drone like shot for a couple seconds.
Yeah, for a couple of seconds. I'm trying to figure out though. I mean, I know they're bitching. I know they'll. No, I'm not going to buy one. I don't see a reason to buy one at all. Because I still have a Mini 3 Pro and a Mini 4 Pro.
Yeah, I see no use in having this drone outside of wanting to play with it once or twice.
Like if you're a bigger channel and you review stuff, then of course you need to buy.
I guess at that cheap price, it wouldn't take you much YouTube AdSense to make the 100 and the 100 and whatever.
Oh yeah, you could easily get enough views to cover it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. Something I want to ask you real quick, Ron, before we jump off here. Are you sponsored by Start RC, or do you have to buy your stuff?
They I started out buying their stuff, and then they liked my videos, so they just started sending it to me. And I don't have to send them back, but of course they have no editorial control, or I don't get any talking points or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh well, that's cool. The only thing I'm still
And
after.
most of the time, all the stuff they send me that I don't really use, I just take it down to South Florida Drone Meetup and put on the giveaway table.
Yeah, well,
And they're cool with that. They know they do that, and they're
the
cool
only
with it.
thing that burnt me out was the way they did me when I was going to buy that Mini 3 case from them.
Yeah.
I had ordered it. It was supposedly coming on the boat. I ordered it on Amazon. And it supposedly was coming on the boat. And then that was when Dale was still here regularly, remember?
Mhm.
And Dale was like, no, dude, they're using you to try to pad their orders out so that they don't get in trouble with Amazon. And you got to wait your 6 more weeks. And I was like, just tell me straight up what's going on. And they gave me the runaround. And then they canceled my order and told me I had to reorder it if I wanted again. And I was like, I'd already went through the trouble of ordering it on Amazon. I'd already went through the trouble of paying for it on Amazon, and I was counting on it to show up, and I got to run around for a month, bull crap coming from their people,
Right.
and then they just canceled the order and were like, "Pfft." And I was like, okay, you don't want my money. So, I mean, I watch your stuff because I like you, you're a good guy, but I don't buy their stuff because they don't feel like they did right by me.
Yep, understandable.
So, you know,
As far as I know, you can only get this stuff on Amazon.
well, that's what I'm saying, and it kind of burnt me out because you know me, I love hard cases. I like keeping all my gear, even camera stuff, in hard cases.
Yeah.
So I really thought that was cool, you know. And I had ordered it, and it had already been like 25 days. And when I ordered it, it said, okay, it won't arrive until December 19th. And I was okay, I'll deal with that. Then it was December 20th. Then it was okay. Then it was December 22nd. I was like, wait a minute. And then it was, we don't know for sure when it's going to arrive. And I was like, man, I've already been waiting 3 weeks. When is it going to show up? So they're like, oh, well, you know, Amazon messed up and did this. And they tried to blame Amazon at first. Amazon's, all we did was put up your order. You know, we put up the page like you wrote it and followed our wire and everything, put up the page and had good faith in you. And then they ended up, just like I said, to make a long story short, and all the BS that I went through, they just canceled my order, and then they said, okay, now you need to reorder. I was like, man, I've already waited three weeks and put up with 10 bullshit messages, meaning that you really didn't care about my money in the first place. And that just put enough of a bad taste in my mouth to where I won't buy any of their stuff until somebody makes an effort and reaches out and says, we screwed up, we're sorry, let's do this. You know? Oh, remember I was telling you about Great Wolf Lodge? I didn't tell you that one.
From your vacation?
Yep. And I told you it was bad, but I told you all about it in our chat, remember?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we go to Great Wolf.
Oh no, yeah, I saw that in the chat or whatever. Yeah,
yeah. So we go to Great Wolf
They
Lodge.
said you're wrong. They put somebody in your room.
Wait! I gotta tell everybody else.
Yeah.
So we go to Great Wolf Lodge. Me, my 2 sons, and their families. All of us. Like, let's see, 10 or 12 people. 3 rooms. So now normally Great Wolf Lodge, they don't promise that they'll put you the rooms together and everything. But we said, hey, can you put our families closest together as you can? Because we were going during the week when they're not quite as busy.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, sure, we'll accommodate you. Okay, so we get there, and they said, okay, 2 of the rooms are ready, 1 is not ready, and they told us which room wasn't ready, and it was my younger son, right? So we go, and they said, okay, first off, they tell us that it's this room, and it's all 3 of us are right here together. So he uses his keypad, goes in, sets some of his stuff down, comes back out, and then we leave and come back, and we go back and check again. It won't work anymore. So there's other people in that room, and so he finally gets the bands and stuff back. They give them back to him. He gets those back. We're good and covered there. So we go down to the desk, and we said, look, there's other people in the room that was supposed to be ours. So she said, okay, it seems that there was a mix-up. You're really in room 2002. Which is probably about 15 doors down from where me and my other son were, which was still on the same floor, so cool.
Right.
So then we go upstairs. My son's like, I don't know about this. So he reaches out and he opens the door up, and here's a little, I swear to you, she's got to be like 13 or 14-year-old child pulling her bathing suit down, and there's somebody else in that room. Okay? So my son just, and he's like, and he's embarrassed as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So this time we go back downstairs and tell them there's people in this room. Okay, so then they check and they find out, oops, we double booked that room.
Were you on an airline or something where they double sold your seat?
Well, anyway, so then they come back and act like they're going to do us a favor and get this, they're going to give us now a ground floor suite that's nowhere near us. But it's $30 more expensive because it has a sliding glass door and you can walk out onto a 3x3 foot concrete. They call it a patio, but it's like sidewalk section. And they said, and this is $30 more expensive. And I'm sitting here thinking, I don't care about this. And I said, I got a YouTube channel. I'll happily jump on there and tell everybody what happened and what went on. So come back later and they get this. You know what they give us then? They give us, we'll give you all, your family, we're treating you to a buffet breakfast in our, top of the line restaurant. All this.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking, we got booted out of 2 rooms. And then my son walked in on a girl changing her clothes and you're trying to buy us off with a little bit of food?
The buffet's not going to work. Buffet's not going to work.
Well, that's what I said. We haven't. They sent us an email wanting to know what we thought of our visit, and we haven't responded yet.
You're still working on it, huh?
We haven't responded yet. Oh no! It was not continental. It was a hell of a breakfast buffet. Don't get me wrong. We're talking French toast, pancakes, waffles,
top shelf.
bacon, sausage, biscuits and gravy. Every juice, every milk.
Man, you could gain 5 pounds on that breakfast, huh?
Oh, well, they normally charge people $30 a person for it.
Right.
But I'm sitting here thinking, 2 rooms, and we walked in on a child changing, still ain't going to cover it. I figured at least a 2-day stay for my whole family for 2 days, right? That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And that's the way I'm not going to stop until, considering the embarrassment, because we spent... Because if anybody goes to Great Wolf Lodge, what happens is the day you get there, your room's not ready until 4.
Right.
But the park opens at 10 a.m., and your passes are good for 10 a.m. until 8 p.m.
Can you park the car in the parking lot for free, or?
No, you have to pay to park there, too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, and so here's the deal. So if you want to go swimming, you can show up early and wear your swim clothes.
Yeah.
And then leave your car out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And then go swimming. And then you got to come back out, unload all your stuff, carry it up to your room when your room's ready. Or like we did, we didn't get there till the time that our rooms were ready. And my son and I spent 3 out of the 4 hours left trying to straighten out what happened. So I think I got to be in the water for about 45 minutes total.
Before nightfall came.
Before they closed the park.
Before they closed the park. Wow. So basically, they stole a day of vacation from you.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what they did. So I think they owe me and my family and my kids, everybody, at least a 2-day stay. So the reason a 2-day stay, because you get to wake up after that first cheapo 4-hour night and you have a full day.
Right.
Okay, and then you wake up the next day and go home.
Right. Yep.
So anyway,
Hopefully,
thank you for
hopefully the CEO.
Two rooms.
2 rooms.
3
2
rooms.
rooms for 2 nights.
No, 3
rooms.
rooms.
Okay.
3 rooms.
3 rooms. The thing that sucked was we blew for what all went on. We with just the 3 families was over $1,000. For one.
Am I glitching?
Yeah, you're glitching for one night. So I'm like, nah, man. Considering the bull crap and everything, nah, food just don't cover it.
Yeah, this isn't the budget in or whatever.
This isn't the end of the story.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks everybody that stuck with us and listened to us rant and rave and have fun. I hope you learned some stuff about the Neo and all this other stuff. And
this show is sponsored by Wolf Lodge.
Definitely, yeah, Great Wolf. Great Wolf Lodge. Right.
This show will be sponsored by Great Wolf Lodge.
All right. Well, I didn't take any drones, and it's on an Indian reservation,
Uh-oh.
and you literally have to go ask permission from them if it's
Travel,
okay.
travel, yeah.
Yeah, and which is a big pain in the butt. So, rather than make anybody mad, I just don't fly down there. I'm sure they wouldn't care,
Yeah.
but Anyway, hopefully we'll know some more about the Neo next week. So
So maybe we'll have one on the show next week.
yeah, well, are you going to show yours next week, Ron? Ooh, tune in. All right, see you, everybody. With that being
I'll show
said,
you mine if you show me yours.
live
Yeah,
long
there
and
you
prosper.
go. There's an old one.
We'll see y'all next week.